I was always the one that always said I was tired of seeing just the Phillies hit home runs, and I couldn't stand it, and I wanted to be small ball. I want to see the Phillies be more into small ball. Boy, how good was it tonight to watch them go yard four times en route to an 8-5 victory over the Washington Nationals? Hey, how you doing on a better late than never edition of the Phightins Final? Here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy Matty B, and I do apologize for coming on so late. Got kind of tied up in some things, but you know what? It's better late than it's never. And I made a pledge back in April to come and do every single Phillies game, and I think I'm still keeping most of that. I think I might have missed a couple, but anyway, 8-5, the Phillies victors tonight on the strength of four home runs, four monster home runs, and of course Bryce Harper, the big name there, who finally got his first home run since June, I believe, ninth this season, as he has had his struggles since he returned from the IL a couple weeks ago. But tonight was definitely a good sign to see him getting back into the swing of things, literally. And the Phillies, with the virtue of this victory, have now captured their 22nd series of the season. Their record has now moved up to 77-62. And with the fact that the Padres are getting smoked as we speak out there in LA, they'll probably pick up another game on the Padres as they continue their wild card push here in 2022. And folks, it's great to be back with you tonight. And Dave chimes in with the ball was carrying tonight at the park. Wow, it was Harper, Schwarber, Nick Maton, and Brandon Marsh were the culprits for the Phillies tonight. As Nick Maton, everybody might be shoo-shooing Nick Maton, but I remember when he was up here earlier in the season, he got hurt, and I was like, damn, because he was swinging a good bat then, and I was like, damn, I didn't really want to see him get hurt, because then he went on the IL for he was gone for 6 weeks, came back, and now he's finally kind of rounding back in the form. But Nick Maton with that sneaky power of his second home run of the week, as as he continues to kind of carry the load for this team. One of those unsung heroes, but tonight to watch at least two of those big bats, so to speak, in Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper get back in the swing of things was definitely a great sign. And let's get right to the line, folks, as we do every night here on the show. So the Washington Nationals would finish with 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. The Phillies with 8 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. And how all the scoring went down. Joey Meneses would get things going for the Nationals to start things against Ranger Suarez in the top of the third with a 2-run shot to make it 2-0. Then the Phillies would come right back in the bottom of the third. Bryce Harper, his 16th home run. He would score along with Brandon Marsh to tie things up at 2-2. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Marsh would double in Edmundo Sosa to make it 4-2 Phillies. And then Edmundo Sosa would fielder's choice in. Actually, it's the other way around. Marsh would double in to make it 4-2. Sosa would hit the fielder's choice to score Gene Segura to make it 3-2, and then Marsh would double in Sosa to make it 4-2. Sorry about that. Then in the bottom of the fifth, Nick Maton would make it 6-2 as he would homer a 2-run shot and make it 6-2. Brandon Marsh would then make it 7-2. Vargas would then double in Cesar Hernandez in the seventh to make it 7-3. Lane Thomas would knock in Vargas to make it 7-4 in the seventh inning, and Kyle Schwarber would add a little insurance 8 with a home run in the eighth to make it 8-4. Lane Thomas would get something going for the Nationals in the ninth as he would knock in Riley Adams to make it 8-5. But that's how things would end. 8-5, the Phillies would win. On the individual side of things, definitely Kyle Schwarber's best offensive night in a hot minute, as he would finish the night with 2 for 3 with a run and RBI. In that home run, he walked twice and struck out once. So definitely the most productive. And he ripped his pants, so to speak. Well, actually, he literally ripped his pants. So the most productive night for Kyle Schwarber in a while. Rhys Hoskins 0 for 5. Man, what is going on? Bryce Harper 1 for 2. They're 1 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a homer, a walk, and a strikeout. Bryson Stott 0 for 3. Gene Segura 1 for 4 with a run. Nick Maton 1 for 3 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a home run. He also had a walk and a strikeout. Garrett Stubbs 1 for 3. Edmundo Sosa 1 for 4. 0 for 4. But he did have the RBI on the fielder's choice. And Brandon Marsh 3 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and that home run. And I will give Brandon Marsh my offensive MVP of the night honors to this evening. On the national side of things, Lane Thomas would lead the way for the Nationals at 3. He was 3 for 5 with a run, 2 RBIs. Joey Meneses is 2 for 5 with a run, 2 RBIs, and that homer. And then really just Vargas with who was 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Pitching wise, Ranger Suarez, 6.5, 7 hits, four runs that were earned. He did give up a walk and struck out 4. Bellotti and Kunrad would come on, and Brogdon would hammer things down the ninth. It was not a save opportunity. Suarez would get the win. He is now 9-5. Eric Fetty, 3.5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He struck out 4 and he walked 1. Thompson, Machado, Weems, Sisek, and Abbott would all come on and pitch at various times for the Nationals. And there you go, folks. 8-5 Phillies, and they are winners. They have now taken the series over the Nationals, as I mentioned. Their 22nd series overall victory of the 2022 season. Double play the Nationals. I mean, it was pretty good. I think it was. Yeah, it was. CJ Abrams is the real deal, Dave. He's going to be a star in this league probably next year. That was a really good double play. So 8-5 Phillies. Let's go check on the out of town scoreboard real quick to kind of get the latest and greatest. As I mentioned, the Dodgers are putting it to the Padres. Currently out there in Los Angeles. It was late. We have gone final now. The Dodgers have beaten the Padres 8-4. So great news for the Phillies. Elsewhere in games that pertain to the Philadelphia Phillies, the Braves are losing 3-1 in the 8th inning to Atlanta. It's been a long day. The Braves are losing 3-1 to Seattle going into the 9th inning. The Giants defeated the Cubs earlier today, 5-2. The Mets all over the Marlins, 11-3. The Brewers did win. They beat the Reds 5-1. Cardinals defeated the Pirates 7-5. And as I mentioned, the Dodgers beat the Padres. So a positive night. We got some keep some distance between us and the Padres, or we're starting to build some, as the Phillies will go for the sweep tomorrow at the bank in a game that probably will only be having me watch it, because obviously it's a big day here in town, as the Eagles will kick off their season tomorrow. But tomorrow at 1:05 at the bank, Aaron Nola will get the nod. 9-11, 3.35 against Anibal Sanchez, 2-5 with a 4.56 ERA. First pitch is at 1:05 down there at the bank. Albert went yard again for the Redbirds. Yeah, was he on his way now? 700. Do you think, Dave? Do you think this is enough to keep him coming back for one more year? Do you think he decides to push it for the record next season? Who knows? I doubt it, but stranger things seem to happen. But folks, I just wanted to come on real quick. This is a real one of those fast, furious types of fighting finals. Late night tonight for me, so I wanted to come on and make sure that I touch bases with everybody out there. Good win today, 8-5. It's been rough going here. We've been struggling to score runs. We've been struggling with our offensive consistency. There's been a lot of doubt being crept into some Phillies fans about whether or not this team can even make the playoffs, let alone. I mean, we are a wild card team, but there's been some talk lately about this team falling completely out because of their offensive inconsistencies and the struggles in the bullpen and the starting rotation. So tonight was one of those good, fun nights, right, where the game was kind of close, but it never really felt that way. Even when they were trailing, you kind of had a feeling they were going to pull back in, and it was just had that kind of vibe tonight down there at the bank. So it's a good time for a game like this, because the Phillies definitely needed it. It has not been a fun walk through the park, so to speak, over the last 12 games. So tonight's 8-5 victory, 4 home runs, exciting baseball. We needed it. Ranger Suarez gave us a very good, serviceable start from a number 5 guy in the rotation. I got no issues with Ranger, other than that one game out in Arizona. He's pitched pretty well. He's pitched as well as a number 5 should be able to pitch. So, definitely another good victory for the Phillies. Mentioned they won the series. It's 20. That's 22 series for the season they've won. Tomorrow they go for the sweep before hitting the road in an interesting road trip next week that'll take them to Miami and Atlanta. This thing is not over yet. It's not over yet, man. We're going to keep scraping and clawing our way, hopefully back into this division conversation before it's too late. So definitely stay tuned for what's to come down the stretch for this team, because whatever it's going to be, it should be pretty fun. And don't forget, here on EOP, today is Saturday. Earlier today was the Patterson Fanatics, and then me, of course, here doing the final tomorrow. It is all Eagles all the time, with the exception of me and the All the Cross show later on tomorrow night. But Don't forget Sunday or tomorrow morning at 9 is Devereaux Sports, the Gobbler Incorporated, and then we got Eagles pregame, we got Eagles halftime, and then we got Eagles postgame. Somewhere in there, I'm going to be coming in here with the Phightins final, and then the All Across Philly and Beyond show later tomorrow night. Big sports day in Philadelphia, a again almost a national holiday when it comes to Week 1. And don't forget, if you have any questions about workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, or criminal law, Dave Cherry at 610-565-0300 is the guy you got to call. Tell him the boys at EOP sent you, and he'll take good care of you, just like your Howie Roseman. So please do look into that. As I said, folks, real fast, quick, in a hurry tonight. 8-5 Phillies, 76-62 now for the season. I'm sorry, 77-62 now for the season. Keeping the thing rolling, keeping everything back in perspective. It is finally, you kind of have a sense that they've kind of dug themselves out of that little problem they were in out there at the West Coast in Arizona. Got it. It was over against the Marlins and the Nationals. But hey, man, we don't make the schedule. We just play who they say we got to play. Big week coming up next week as they'll go to Miami and to Atlanta before coming home to host Toronto and Atlanta. So, once again, another litmus test for this team as they continue this push through September. It's not going to get easier. This is probably the hardest stretch of the schedule, the remaining schedule coming up, where they'll be playing Toronto and the Braves. The Braves 7 times and Toronto 2 more times before the end. So, hey, we got to take it one game at a time. Dave says that Big Mike is going to go solo tomorrow for the Gobbler. Yeah, the Gobbler is enjoying some time down there in Disney, so I hope he's enjoying himself. So Big Mike will have the opportunity to host the Gobbler Incorporated tomorrow solo. Sure, he'll do fine. And Dave's reporting that the Braves have lost, so New York Mets are back into sole possession of first place in the NL East. Woohoo! Great news. Sorry to end our night together on a dud, but you know what? Again, I don't make this stuff up. So, folks, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Until we speak again, go Phils, and you know what? Go Birds. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, talking about a Phillies sweepage of the Washington Nationals. I think I got everything taken care of. Harry the K, what you got?